The results are disappointing. The results are demoralizing, especially the extent of defeat of the opposition. But am I surprised by the results? Probably by the extent of victory, but not by the NDA victory, because from day one, I felt this election was an election where NDA had a clear advantage, structural advantage right from the beginning, something that they never surrendered at any point.
What do you mean by that? Because let me just club one thing with you, which perhaps you did not anticipate from day one, and that was the turnout. If you look at the turnout in Bihar, which has broken all records, it does show an enthusiasm in the voters to participate in this electoral process, right? So, given that, what do you mean by the structural advantage of NDA?
I'll come to turnout. The structural advantage is number one, that NDA is a larger coalition than Mahagathbandhan. The BJP must be given credit for the fact that they have managed to stitch and managed to hold together, despite all kinds of difficulties, a coalition which is simply a larger coalition. In 2020, it appeared as if both the coalitions were of the same stature, but that was not true because Chirag Paswan was outside. Once you account for his inclusion, then NDA is always sort of at least 5% bigger than the MGP. In the Lok Sabha, their advantage was 8%. Now it looks like a 10-point advantage. That's the first thing. Number two, the NDA has a larger social base to draw upon compared to Mahagathbandhan. Mahagathbandhan's pool is at the most 40%, 32% Yadavs and Muslims, and 8% auxiliary smaller communities. The NDA has at least a 50% pool to draw upon because their auxiliary, that of the EBCs, is fairly large. So they draw upon a much larger pool. They are a larger social coalition. Number three, over the years, and not just in this election, NDA, specifically Nitish Kumar, has very successfully, very deftly cultivated, targeted, and secured the support from women, which can neutralize almost anything else. These three political advantages plus fourth, and I'm not going to say fourth is the only factor. I'm not going to say fourth is the predominant factor. But the fourth is systemic support, which is administrative structure, the entire governmental system, money, media, and unfortunately, the election commission. All these which work in a fairly one-sided way. So because of all this, but even if the fourth factor was not there, I would have imagined the first three factors were enough to give NDA a clear advantage in the election. Many friends focused over much, as we tend to do in the campaign days, smaller moves, this statement, that particular candidature, ticket distribution, etc. I thought these were of minor significance. In basic terms, as you speak of the fundamentals of economy, if you were to look at the fundamentals of Bihar's politics, this election was for NDA to lose right from day one. They had an advantage, they kept the advantage, and therefore their victory does not surprise me. The